What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Bootcamp. In this video, we are going to talk about the hero who really loves to bonk, Phoveus. Phoveus is a fighter hero that is like an overly attached girlfriend that teleports to wherever you are when you try to go to somewhere without telling her. We consider Phoveus as a durable fighter since he generates shield with his skills. Now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to use Phoveus based on our experience. We will also teach you some combos and techniques on the latter part of this bootcamp. But before that, let me explain his skills one by one for further understanding. Phoveus' passive, Demonic Intuition, reduces the cooldown of his skills. Each time an enemy blink or charge nearby, it reduces all of his skills' cooldown and charge times by a second. We tested if skills or spells that could push or pull the enemy will be considered. So on this one, if targets get pushed or pulled by skills, they also trigger your passive skill. Phoveus' first skill, Malefic Terror, lets him sustain in team fights. He smashes the ground and deals magic damage to enemies in the area of effect. This skill deals more damage to minions, which can help you clear minion waves faster. But if this is used against an enemy hero, he gains a shield depending on his magic power and total health points, and he also gains additional movement speed. The shield can make you durable and have the upper hand. Depending on your cooldown reduction, his shield stacks as long as you hit an enemy hero before the duration of his shield ends. The shield and movement speed can also help you escape death, just like on this scenario. If an enemy hero, Creep, or Phoveus himself touches Astaros Dread, it will spread and deal extra damage. So it's best to use this during team fights where enemy heroes gather most of the time. This skill can stack 3 charges and gains a charge once in a while. But you can't use the 3 charges as soon as possible since there is a short cooldown before using the next stack. Phoveus' second skill, Astarosi, lets him pull the enemies. He summons the Astarosi that deals magic damage. After a short moment, it will pull all enemies in the area of effect towards the center and will deal another magic damage. The pull is best used in team fights so the enemies will be having a group hug at the center. With the delay on pull, it's better to cast it ahead the enemies so you will not miss your target. Aside from the pull, you can abuse the long range of this skill to harass enemies from afar. Phoveus' ultimate skill, Demonic Force, lets him abuse this skill against an enemy that has blink or charge skill. When an enemy hero blinks, charges, or gets pushed or pulled, this skill will be activated and casts a mark on the enemy for a few seconds. During that time, he can rapidly blink to their location to bonk them with magic damage to the area of effect. This skill has a really long range which you can use to chase enemies escaping with their blink or charge skills. Each time he deals damage with this, he gains a shield depending on his total magic power and total health points, which stacks multiple times. The shield granted can make you durable and last longer as long as the enemy keeps on using blinking or charging. Once this skill is activated, it can be casted repeatedly for up to 12 seconds before entering cooldown, as long as the conditions for this skill are met. But of course, with great power comes great mana consumption. Don't forget that the mark on their head will be consumed each instance of this skill. So they have to blink, charge, or get pushed again for you to use this skill on them again. With the ability to cast this skill non-stop during its duration, you can easily chase enemies like Ling until his death. You might be lost on how to activate his skill when the enemy doesn't have any blink or charge skill. For that, you need to consider the enemy's passive skill or basic attack if it will make them charge. Some examples are Bedang's Chivalry Fist, which charges towards the target. Aldous' first skill, which lets him charge toward his target, and the list goes on, but for sure, you can deal unlimited bonks on Wanwan because of her passive skill. The pull from your second skill could also activate your ultimate skill, same as Flame Shot. You can check out our experiments on our YouTube channel where we tested this skill against other heroes. There are so many items that you can buy for Phoveus. You can use the Kurumi Way build if you want to deal decent damage while being durable. Warrior Boots to be granted additional physical defense for more durability. Clock of Destiny raises your total health points in your maximum mana pool so you can spam your ultimate skill. Ice Queen Wand will let you slow down enemies every time they are hit with your skill. It also grants you additional magic lifesteal and additional movement speed so you can travel faster. Oracle increases your health regeneration effects and amount of shield gained. Concentrated Energy grants you magic lifesteal, which regenerates health every time your skill deals damage. Blood Wings will grant you lots of magic power and lots of health points depending on your magic power. On the other hand, you can use the Dura Mage build to be a burst magical fighter. Demon Shoes gives you mana regeneration, and you also restore mana every time you kill a minion or engage in enemy hero killings. Holy Crystal will grant you a large amount of magic power, which will improve your skill damage. Lastly, you can use the Tanker build if you prefer to be super durable during team fights. Brute Force Breastplate will grant you additional physical and magic defense and movement speed every time you cast a skill or deal basic attack, which stacks and lasts for a few seconds. Antique Cuirass will reduce the physical attack of the enemies attacking you. The item build for Phoveus really depends on the enemy's lineup, so make sure to read each item's description so you can adapt in-game. One of the best spells to be used on Phoveus is Flame Shot. Using this spell will knock back enemies hit near you, reduce their movement speed, and will deal certain amount of magic damage. This will be helpful especially when enemies try approaching you or kill enemies escaping death. Take note that pushing enemies with Flame Shot will trigger your passive skill and activate your ultimate skill. You can also consider the Forbidden Jutsu, Execute. This deals a certain amount of true damage to the target. The damage also depends on the enemy's lost health points. This spell ignores the shield effect of the target. If the target has been slain using Execute, its cooldown will be reduced. In my opinion, you can use either of the two emblem sets on Phoveus depending on your playing style. If you prefer to be a sustainable magical fighter, then the best emblem set to be used is the Custom Mage emblem set. Set agility to its max level because it can give you additional movement speed. Setting observation to max level will provide additional magic penetration on your skills. Get Impure Rage to deal extra damage depending on the enemy's current HP. Impure Rage also restores your mana. For me, it's the best thing to get since Impure Rage has a short cooldown which can help you poke enemies. On the other hand, if you are aiming for a fighter with heavy durability, then you should consider Custom Tank emblem set. Tenacity will grant you extra physical and magic defense when your health drops below 40%. Set first skill to max level first to have its damage and shield granted higher and its recharging time lower. Prioritize second skill less since your first skill is what you need for damage dealing and sustainability. Always upgrade his ultimate skill when available for upgrading. You might think that Phoveus is dependent on enemy heroes that has blink or charge skills. But don't forget that his first skill deals burst damage in team fights and generates shield for him. So even if your ultimate skill doesn't activate, you can still deal damage while tanking a little bit for your team. In terms of his combo, we use this combo most of the time depending on the situation. First, we use our first skill to generate some shield and deal some damage. Just make sure you make your bonk hit an enemy hero. Then, if the enemy blinks, charges, or gets pushed, use your ultimate skill towards your target. If they do not blink, charge, or gets pushed, you can either use Flame Shot or your second skill to make them move. Using these will activate your ultimate skill, which you can now use. Just use again either Flame Shot or your second skill to have them activate your ultimate skill again. Then, if they do not blink, charge, or push, use your first skill and deal basic attacks. Then we hope that you've already killed the enemy, because if not, then it's now your turn to get bonked. Additional tip, I know most of you will not agree with the Flame Shot spell. But this is a god tier spell, especially when the enemies try to escape your wrath. Just master the art of aiming this spell, and you're gonna dominate the game for sure. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Phoveus. This video just guides you on how to use Phoveus the Kurumi way. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Phoveus. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway post. We have our Ko-fi account just in case you want to donate us some coffee funds. Check our Ko-fi link on the description of this video. Please, only trust bootcamp videos from our official accounts. See you on the next Mobile Legends Bootcamp. Cheers!